Sometimes it takes a few
Yeah, right.
seconds to go live, so I think we're live. Hold on a second. Waiting for a notification. Once we get the notification, then yeah, right, we're good. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Way. Today, me and Rahul will be talking about the latest Manchester United news: Christian Eriksen, Ronaldo, De Jong, Lissandro Martinez, and all that stuff. But before we get stuck into it, Rahul, how are you today?
I'm fine, man. How are you?
Good. Christian Eriksen in the bag. Who's next? Who knows, Rahul? Who knows? But before we get stuck into it, this is news that has probably upset a few of us. This one, Cristiano Ronaldo wants to leave Manchester United this summer, and it's coming from David Ornstein. So, Rahul, please try and give me confidence. Can you
No,
see him leaving the club?
I think I'd lean towards. I'm 60-40 on this, and I'd lean towards 60% of me saying no, he won't leave. I think he's just disappointed, with the lack of transfers and just the ambition, the general
Yeah.
direction the club wants to go in. But I feel that I think there's he can still be persuaded, into staying. And if we do get these deals done, and before we go on tour, we're probably gonna get De Jong in as well. I think he
Yeah.
will stay. At the end of the day, I think he will stay.
Yeah, if he does leave, where can you see him going?
To be honest, I wouldn't see him going to any Premier League club just out of respect for United.
Yeah, yeah.
I could see him going to PSG or Bayern Munich. I don't see him going back to La Liga or Italy, to be honest.
I mean, for a player that's 37, Rahul, a lot of big players big teams are still looking to get him. But again, that's why I kind of said at the start of the stream that, you know, we probably need to sign another striker or two. But he also didn't turn up to training this morning due to personal issues. Now, again, none of us can say what his personal issues are. It's Ronaldo. We had a tough time. Uh, but if he does stay, right, will he be kind of well? Again, I think we're going to see one more year of Ronaldo at United, and he's going to go. If he does stay, he's not going to extend his contract next season. He'll just he'll wrap it up. But it's a shame to see him leave. Like it's coming from as well, like a very reliable man in David Ornstein. But do you blame him though? Like, if he like, can you blame him leaving or?
No, I think we can't blame him. His obviously the he wants to compete for the Champions League, the Premier League, the major trophies, and United just can't offer him that. And it's not just about competing for it; it's like just the ambition. I think there's a lack of desire, in the club to to achieve those things. They may say it like in interviews or in words that they want to do this, but then the actions just don't replicate their words. So I
Yeah,
think with Ronaldo is he needs some sort of clarity, and he needs to see it. Words don't just speak. Actions have to um, you know dictate what's going on. I think Ronaldo, for me, you can't hold it against him to leave United. I think a lot of United fans will understand if he leaves, but we hope that he stays.
yeah. I agree with you. Um, a lot of people are starting to kind of a lot of United fans. Though again, I'm not one of those United fans. I don't think you are. I don't think Ryan, Tom, Leo, or the other lads, Michael, are. But a lot of other United fans are kind of starting to lose respect for Ronaldo because he wants to leave the club after just 1 year.
No, I mean
Which,
that's just small-minded. How why a guy who's coming towards the end of his career, who
yeah,
wants to, and it's not just about that. It's just United and his desires.
mm,
Just don't match. So why would like I think he was falsely sort of brought into this club. People promised him different things, and he probably looked at the league table. With United being second that year, that was a false position. I think so. It just doesn't match. So you can't hold it against him.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, again, PSG, which if he goes to PSG, we'll see Ronaldo and Messi finally playing the same team. A lot of people have wanted that. Bayern, I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he stays at Man United for a year and then goes to Sporting for a year or two and then retires at Sporting, which kind of made him, well, supposing he Ronaldo said a long time ago, if it wasn't for Sporting, he wouldn't be the player he is now. I mean, again, I'm more than happy for Ronaldo to stay for another year, but Rahul, if he stays or not, we still need another striker. So the situation won't change.
Yeah.
You, again, if it wasn't for Ronaldo, this season gone, we wouldn't be talking about Europa League. Would we? I mean, would we have gotten Malasia? Would we be getting hopefully De Jong or Eriksen as well? Like I just said. I mean, it's just it's if he stays though, I don't know. Like I mean, if he's not happy at the club, I'd prefer him to leave just because he's not happy. But again, Rahul, that captaincy, who does it go to? When Ronaldo came out and said he wants to leave, I think it's going to be the head. He'll be our new captain next season, especially with
Yeah.
Ronaldo coming out and saying that, which is a bit of a shame. But
Yeah.
I mean, can you see Ronaldo? I mean, again, I asked, can you see Ronaldo staying? But can you see him getting the captain's armband if he does stay?
Yeah, I think he could. I don't think you could rule him out as being the captain. I think Ten Hag could probably put that, put the armband on him as sort of means to motivate him even further. To get these bunch of players to play according to his standards and set the standards right. If he has the armband, and he is captain for Portugal as well. So it's not that he doesn't like being captain of a team. So I think that's still very open. I don't think Harry Maguire, would be a long term captain. He might be captain this season, but eventually I think the band will go to someone else. I think.
Yeah, I mean, throw Bruno in there.
Yeah, probably. You could throw Bruno in there. I think Ten Hag is comfortable with Bruno. That's just my sort of opinion. But we don't know. He might just he may give it to someone else. He may give De Gea the captaincy. But I think that's a short term. In the long term, he'd probably give it to someone he trusts. Someone like maybe a De Jong, or it may be even a Eriksen, someone who he trusts, and who sets the
Mm,
standard for the entire team.
yeah, I mean, do you reckon what Ronaldo said is a bit all talk though? Just so we may can sign players.
Yeah, it could be, it could be, but I just don't think Ronaldo's that kind of a person. I think if that was the case, then it would be privately, dealt with behind the scenes. The fact that he's gone public just tells you that it's not just talk. It's realistic that he can go out, and Onsheen himself has quoted it, so it's not just paper talk anymore.
No, I mean that's the thing. I mean, it came out from some journalists I didn't know about, and then when it came out from Ornstein, I was a bit upset over. But I mean, if he lives, he lives. But I mean, the only way I can see Ronaldo staying is like the likes of Bayern or PSG or wherever else. I mean, Chelsea want to buy him.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not sure if it's true, but I can't
yeah.
see him going to Chelsea.
The only one positive if Ronaldo does leave is I hope that if Ronaldo leaves, it creates that shock to the owners, to the board, that you have such a superstar player and he's gone. Before he could even complete 2 seasons, or before his contract's over, he's already gone. And I think that should affect them in some way, not just financially. Like, it should affect them, like it should create that kind of feeling of sadness in them, that they have failed Ronaldo, failed to deliver and match his ambition. So if he goes, I wish that that's the only thing that positive that could happen.
Yeah, I know. But there's no other good strikers out there, though, sir, that we can get, though.
I mean, there's obviously going to be a lot of up and coming strikers, that we probably don't know of. But none of them can compare to Ronaldo, right? What Ronaldo gives you is different. And Ronaldo, much as Frankie De Jong coming in, is a statement. Ronaldo leaving the club is a huge statement of where the club is. So I think it's very important that Ronaldo does stay. But I hope we don't, go over the odds and do something, stupid to make him stay. I just hope it comes internally.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's news that we didn't expect to happen because he did come out. I suppose he came out a while ago that he's gonna stay another year, but that's changed totally. So I mean, that's why a lot of people are saying it could be all talk to kind of get the Glazers in, uh, get the Glazers to kind of start doing something, but that
Yeah.
doesn't. I mean, the Glazers. I mean, so yap. We don't know what that
I mean,
means,
the
but
Glazers, the Glazers were actually really proud, right, of signing Ronaldo. They were really happy of signing this player, and now to see him go, should affect them in some way, but it probably wouldn't.
no. To be honest with you, Rahul, I don't even think they care. That's being brutally honest with you. I don't
Yeah,
think they care.
yeah,
I mean, if we had good owners, I mean, what we did we know Ronaldo wanting to leave again? We've had this news for you know a long time. Nothing's happening. He didn't turn up to training this morning because of personal issues. Again, we don't know what them personal issues are. Um, but yeah, I mean, Rahul, you can't see Ronaldo leaving. You can see him staying another year and then leaving.
yeah. I mean, he could leave. Realistically, he could leave, but I feel that in this situation, I think he'd stay.
Fingers crossed, Rahul. I hope
Yeah,
we look back at this when the new season arrives and be like, Rahul, you were right. Thank God someone was right. But
hopefully.
I mean, again, whoever's watching, let us know in the comments below your thoughts on Ronaldo wanting to leave this summer. Can you see him leaving or staying? Rahul thinks he's gonna stay. Me, I don't know. I can't see him going as well. I agree with Rahul. I can't see him going anywhere anytime soon. I think he'll stay, another year and maybe go back to Sporting and then hang up the boots then hopefully. But this next one now on the man that we've all fed up of hearing about, Frankie de Jong. The Barcelona president, Joan Laporta, came out the other day and said Frankie de Jong is considered as one of the best midfielders in the world by all the experts. We are happy to have him. Now, that came from Rashid Rahman. Not sure who he is, but I mean, to be honest with you, I need someone to explain this to me. Because one minute we're getting him, next minute they're saying we're happy to have him. Like, what? Like, I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
No, I think that's just media talk. What do you expect him to say? You can't just expect him to say, yeah, he's going to United.
Yeah,
That's
true
just
enough, true enough.
yeah, that's just a diplomatic way of putting it. We're just happy. It's just one of those generic statements. But I think at the end of the day, this is going to happen. Fabrizio Romano himself has basically given us that conclusion. I think it's just the add-ons, the 20 million add-ons that they're
Yeah.
working out right now. I think the principal 65 million is agreed upon, and the personal terms are probably done as well. So this is a deal that will probably be announced before the short launch, I think.
Oh, I mean, when's the jersey launch Friday? So,
Yeah,
I mean, what we have Eriksen and Malacia now ready for that.
yeah,
Dion could, I mean, that's, I mean, again, a lot of people were saying the other day when the news came out that the jersey launch is going to be postponed till uh, for the next Friday. A lot of people were saying, that's just so they can get De Jong into that jersey launch. I mean, that could be it. I mean, it's gonna be like this transfer window is just getting more exciting and more interesting every day. I mean,
yeah,
we've signed two players now. One, obviously, which was a free agent, which many people have wanted. Uh, But this man, I'm also going to talk about. We'll move back to the probably near the end, but it's Anthony. Marcel van der Kraan came out last night and said, "I accept the 80 million euro price tag for Anthony. Scare people off. They might accept 60 to 65 million. It will be a deal United can do." That's from Marcel van der Kraan. I mean, Rahul, could you see that maybe being a good deal, or can you see it happening maybe?
I think we'd probably be overpaying, say, probably 10-15 million pounds. I think that's because it's Manchester United, we're always going to have to overpay. That's how it
Yeah,
is. But I think he's definitely worth around 40 to 50 million pounds for sure. Um, but as far as him coming, I think it's realistic that he would come because we do need a player in those attacking positions. And if we aren't going to sign a striker, at least bringing Anthony in is another good step in the right direction. So I think he would come at the end of the day.
yeah. I mean, I don't think we'll see him come this season, like this in the summer, anyways. Maybe January or next season. But we do need a right winger. That's the thing. We need a right winger. We saw Sancho. He was meant to be a right winger, but he plays better on the left. So again, we only have Lange, who's a right winger at the moment. I mean, I don't know if we get him. I don't think we should spend it. I don't even think we should spend 60 to 65 million on him. That's being honest. I mean, he's what,
Yeah,
21, 22 years of age. I'm not saying Ajax isn't in a top class team, but like they're not. They wouldn't be in the top five. In the top class teams. So I mean, listen, if you played for I don't know PSG or Bayern, probably fair enough. It's Ajax, but I mean, maybe 45 to 55. That good reasonable deal in my opinion.
yeah,
But even 60 to 65 million euros for him, it's just yeah, it's you don't get me wrong. I'd love him at United. I mean, I'm pretty sure you'd be the same. You'd love him at United, but you just think the price tag for him is just a bit too much.
yeah. I feel if United could work out, maybe like a 45 plus 15 million add-ons or a 50 plus 10 million add-on deal, it'd be
Yeah,
great. But if United are slow at that, and it'll take time. But at the end of the day, I'd rather pay 10 to 15 million extra to get him right now.
yeah. I mean, just say we do spend 60 to 65 million euros for him. Would you be happy with that?
Yeah, I would actually on the financial part, no, but I want the player. If United can't work out, an add-ons deal with him, then just paying the 65 million euros in principle, and getting him wouldn't be as bad, given our situation right now.
Well, I mean, what we. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to sell a few players. So if we sell the likes of Martial, Tellez, Brandon Williams, who else is there that we could maybe throw in the mix? Eric Boy, Phil
Bailey,
Jones.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying you get much from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Um, I mean, you could make the deal happen if we get rid of those players, Rahul. And, I mean,
yeah,
if you add all those players up together, you could be looking at maybe 100 million for every single one
yeah,
of them, or maybe 80, 70. I'm not trying to overreact, but just a rough number. Then we have what we spent, 15 million on Malasia.
yeah,
Um, Eriksen's a free agent, which was the only money Manchester United have to pay is his wages, which I don't think to be that much because you know
yeah,
he's still a good player, but he's not the player that Tottenham had. So his wages wouldn't be top class. He's 30,
yeah,
31 years of age, so it'll be a good. The Eriksen is a good deal again, but we'll talk about that. But Chelsea supposedly are considering a move for Ronaldo. Man United say he isn't for sale, but Chelsea monitoring the situation and not ruling the deal out. So Chelsea seem are interested in him, but Man United aren't interested in getting rid of him anytime soon. But I don't know. If he does go to Chelsea, Rahul, I think the respect will be just totally gone from some United
no, no, no.
fans.
I don't think he's one of those players, who's gonna do that.
No,
I don't think.
he's not like
He's
Lukaku. Remember Lukaku?
no, no,
He's
no.
not that.
If yeah, if he leaves, I think it's gonna be Bayern Munich or PSG.
Maybe outside English football,
Yeah,
it'll be Spain, Germany, Juventus. I can't see him going back to Juve, to be
no,
honest. He's definitely going to go back to Portugal, to Sporting. That'll be where he'll retire. Which
yeah,
again, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. But I mean, it's just this Ronaldo news. It's never ending, and let's hope it ends soon and
yeah.
it ends well for United. So hopefully, but again, Rahul, we've been talking about Lissandro Martinez quite some time now. And I want to complete the signing of Lissandro Martinez before Friday, so we can go on tour with them. I mean, would you be? I mean, we talked about the other night. He's 5'10", I think. You and
Five
Ryan
foot
said
nine. Yeah,
5'9", 5'10". He
yeah.
can play central defensive midfielder. He can also play centre back. Arsenal actually, I don't even know if he even knows about this himself, but Arsenal would sign him to kind of be in competition with Arsenal's left back Kieran Tierney. So I mean, would you be happy with Alessandro at United?
Yeah, I would be happy with him. Purely for the fact that he knows Ten Hag's system. He wouldn't take too much time to adjust. I think he'll adjust to the Premier League really well. And under Ten Hag, I think he'll be another one of those players that Ten Hag can trust, and he'll fit in straight. People say he's a backup centre back. I don't think so. I think he'd be starting for us straight away, and either Maguire, Lindelof would or Varane would have to be benched. Um, if not straight away, I think in a few weeks' time he would be starting. Um, but I'm not. I'm happy, but I'm a little disappointed, with the Timber thing.
Mm,
But if we do get him, I wouldn't complain too much.
yeah, I mean, how much is he worth? 30
I
million,
mean,
40?
United have recently put in a 41 million bid for him. So you may, because we are in a bidding war with Arsenal, the bid may go up if Arsenal do decide to, increase their bid. But I think
Yeah,
we eventually land him because we are in a stronger position.
yeah. I mean, I think with Ten Hag as well, that's kind of
Yeah,
an extra hand that can give us a bit of help. So
yeah,
I mean, yeah, I mean, I like him at United. I mean, a lot of people's opinions are kind of changed. From a few weeks ago, we were like, we don't want them because of this and that, his height, whatever. But I mean, don't get me wrong. He looks. I mean, in fairness to him, he looks to be a good player. I mean, I reckon him and Varane could be a good partnership. I mean, we just don't want to see Maguire start another game. Like, we just don't want to. The truth has to be said, doesn't it? We just don't
yeah.
want to see Harry Maguire kind of be that starting in that starting lineup every game, because what's the point of signing players when you're gonna have that clown in the fence? Like it's
Yeah.
just. I mean, would you maybe? I mean, you just said there you don't think he's that backup player, so would you throw him in the starting 11 beside Varane or maybe Maguire or maybe the DM position?
No, no, I mean, he could play DM, but I don't think Ten Hag would sign him to play as a DM. I think he'd play as a centre back because
Yeah,
with Ten Hag's system, it is all about building up from the back. And Maguire and Lindelof, you know, they can't, they're not able to do that effectively. So Martinez would be one of those guys who would, come in and set the standard for whoever partners him, to basically replicate what he's doing and build up from the back.
yeah. Hopefully we get him. Rahul.
Yeah,
41 million is what they've offered. Do you want
yeah.
55, maybe 50, 55 million for him? But again, Eriksen High could maybe lower that price, which is, again, it's a bit of a shame that we're relying on our manager to kind of make players want to join us. But that's what United has come to. The Glazers just can't convince. I mean, Ronaldo's can't even convince himself to stay. So it definitely is a tough one. But I mean, we have this news here that you can see Rahul Toy Malacia has successfully completed the second part of medical tests and he has signed his Manchester United contract. So it's a deal we're all happy with, isn't it? getting tired of Malacia.
Yeah,
We thought he was going to Lyon, and now he's our star man. If you our first signing, I mean, why couldn't we have not did this? Like, I mean, supposedly De Jong was going to be our first sign, and then we were going to move in. It's totally the other way around. We're just signing whoever's there. We're signing players that we need to sign. Like Malacia was well needed. Eriksen, he was needed. It was more of a bargain. You know what I mean? Uh, we've got him. De Jong looks set to be our new player, but why couldn't we have not signed these players a month ago? Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
I
what was the
think I
delay?
think I think it doesn't. Obviously, if you ask anyone, they'd say realistically, it doesn't work like that. In the market, you do have to go on opportunities. And the situation. Maybe the situation with Malaysia wasn't basically in United's point of view. They weren't able to do that multitask deal. But
Yeah,
now I think it doesn't matter for me. It doesn't matter if we get Malaysia at the end of the window or at the start of the window. It's just important that we have him, and
mm,
to have him before the preseason tour starts is most important. To get these deals done. Um, so that's just I'm just happy he's here. I hope that he does start as the left back. Um, but I think Luke Shaw is another guy who I'm not too disappointed with if he was to start instead of Malaysia. I think Malaysia could come in and eventually take over.
yeah. I mean, did you think that we lost out on him though a week ago?
Yeah, I mean, um, I think Malaysia would, he'd do well.
Mm,
At the end of the day, I think he'd do well because he is a guy, he's from Feyenoord. He is someone who Ten Hag probably knows, and that's why I always talk about Sangare. I think Ten Hag definitely knows about Sangare. I'm just a little shocked why we aren't linked with him. But I think Malaysia would definitely, because him being Dutch as well, I think he's definitely going to do well.
yeah, that's it. I mean, I did. I mean, I did think we lost out on him, Rahel. Though, to be honest with you, because he was a week ago, he was only going to Leon, and then
Yeah.
now he's our man. I mean, I think he might be kind of a backup left back though. To be fair, though, that's the thing.
Yeah, but I think eventually, I don't think Ten Hag can afford to sign backup players at the moment
Mm,
because he he's rebuilding a basically a team, and you can't sign backup players when your first team players aren't good enough. So I think Malaysia, you could probably see him play more of the Europa League, FA Cup, or Carabao Cup games, but that's not a bad thing. I think eventually he will come in though.
mm. That's it, Rahul. Again, you've you hit the nail on the head there for everyone watching. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad we got him. I mean, looks like we're Manchester United are interested in selling Tellez and Brandon Williams. Would you rather sell Brandon Williams and Tellez or send one or two out, one of them, or maybe both of them out on loan?
I think either way, we have to get rid of them. If we aren't able to sell him, I mean, if you do sell them, um, you'd get money. You'd get money right now. But
Mm,
I think given our circumstance and the lack of time that we have, to make these deals done, I think I'd rather loan them because loaning them would be relatively fast, and
yeah,
we don't have much time. So even if we do loan them, it's not a bad thing because they are off our payroll, so we don't have to pay them any wages. And once we do get them back in say a year's time, if they do perform well on loan, we could double our value. We could double whatever we're gonna make right now of the sale in a year's time. So for me, given our circumstance right now, I would actually loan them.
yeah. A lot of people maybe would want to get rid of them and get the money in for them, but
Yeah,
I think we should at least keep either Tellez or Brandon Williams as a third choice left back. You know what I mean, or
yeah,
second choice, whatever Malacia
yeah,
will be. I mean, who knows? Malacia could be. He's going to be a backup left back. He could have a great start to the season. He'll be our first choice left back, and we could see maybe
Yeah,
Luke Shaw. I mean, I'm hoping Luke Shaw has a good season. The season gone wasn't great,
yeah.
but I mean, what we're here for is Christian Eriksen has verbally agreed in principle to join Man United on a 3-year contract. The deal is still to be finalised, and contracts are being prepared. Now, Rahul, are you happy with this deal?
Yeah, I'm definitely happy with this deal. Again, because we are rebuilding. We are rebuilding and we need players. Ten Hag needs players who he can trust, And Ericsson is that. He's another one of those players who's gonna set the bar, set the example of what the Ten Hag system means.
Yeah,
And I think Ten Hag can work closely with Ericsson and bring in that Ajax culture. It's all about bringing in the culture of what the manager wants, right, in the players, how he wants the players to operate. And I think um, we can't right now. If you tell me like at the start of the window, if I could bring in some other player instead of Ericsson, I'd probably list out like 4 or 5 other players. But given our current circumstance and we are rebuilding, I'd take him. At this point in time, I think it's a good signing.
yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of people are happy with him. A lot of people are kind of concerned, though, about his health and his wealth, basically, and the fitness. I mean, would you be concerned by that, especially what happened to him in the Euros last year?
No, I mean if there was a concern about his health, he wouldn't be playing in the Premier League to start off with, because the Premier League is the most toughest league. High intensity,
Mm.
the highest intensity you could find in football. So if a guy isn't healthy, how he won't be able to play in the Premier League. So I think the his health issue is not it's not really a big concern, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's a deal that, to be honest with you, I mean, we said it right here before we went live. We didn't expect the deal to happen, because we thought he maybe would have went to Tottenham or
Yeah.
stayed at Brentford for the year, or went maybe elsewhere outside the Premier League or whatever. But I mean, he's coming to United. I mean, where does he kind of plan out? I don't know why I'm lagging, but I'm lagging. But no, I'm happy that we got him as well. I mean, he's a free agent. I mean, all week, like Eriksen was like he was there for the taking, and it was like Manchester United just weren't listening to us. It's like we're like get him, get him, get him, and it's
Yeah.
like you are giving us the death air, and next of all, he's literally gonna be a United player. So I mean, would you? I mean, you'd probably be a backup midfielder, though, you'd reckon, wouldn't you? With Dion
No, for
coming
me,
in,
no,
Van de
no, no.
Beek
For
back
me,
from
for
loan.
me, for me, he has to start.
Yeah.
And the reason he has to start is he's not a young player. He's not 22, 21 years old. And the reason he has to start is he has to set the example. He has to set the standard of how things should be. And that's
Mm.
what I'd say with Martinez, with De Jong, with any sort of signing that Ten Hag makes. For me, has to be a first team starter, because we can't afford to sign backups when our first team isn't as good. So for me, Ericsson would start and he probably play number 10.
So his signing though will it'd be good for Bruno as well. Like Bruno's good, but he needs that kind of
Yeah,
extra shove. I mean,
yeah,
I said that a while ago that I'd like Ericsson because he can bring that experience into midfield. I mean, Bruno's still
yeah,
young, De Jong's still young, Donny van de Beek is still young. So Ericsson can kind of set an example to those three midfielders and whoever
yeah,
else. So I mean, it's a shame we didn't get him when like a good few years back because when he
yeah,
was in his prime. I mean, Eriksen in his prime, as we know, Rahul, as
yeah,
United fans, he always used to score goals against United and give us a tough time. But we always said that he was a good player. I mean, even after what happened to him in the Euros last year,
yeah,
still doing great. Like, I mean,
yeah,
it's not easy. I don't think it's easy for a player to, have that happening to you and then just going back into the Premier League with Brentford, who were probably you weren't fighting for relegate. You were kind of safe, but still fighting to stay up. Like, and
yeah.
he came in, did the job, and everyone's happy. I mean, can you see that midfield just getting even stronger with him coming in, or would you still look at a DM or?
Yeah, I think definitely. I think we are at the bottom of the barrel. We can't get any worse. So the only way is up. I think with Eriksen, with Martinez, with De Jong, with any other player that Ten Hag signs, it's all about in the first couple of seasons. It's all about setting the philosophy. So the
Mm,
manager's philosophy and how he wants a team to play has to be replicated on the football field. And for that to happen, he has to bring in players who share that same philosophy. So in the first couple of seasons, we may not do well in terms of results, but it's all about the philosophy of football. It's about how we intend to play and not
yeah,
playing in a different way and getting results. So these kind of players, like Eriksen, is a guy who's signed, basically to get that philosophy of Ten Hag into motion on the field.
yeah, that's it. I mean, we still need the DM though.
Yeah,
He's our that's our main kind of priority at this stage, isn't it? We need a DM. But listen, Rahul,
yeah,
we can't be we can't complain that we've had to get in a good player and Christian Eriksen. We wanted him for a long time. Um, you know what? Even when before he went to Inter Milan, I wanted him. Now look now
yeah,
again, he's our man. He's a red. Um, Tottenham. I do think though if Tottenham were still interested in him though, we would have went to them, but Tottenham backed out. So we got lucky. But listen, he's as I said, he's our man, and we're all happy. But again, some people are a bit concerned though about, as I said earlier on, his fitness, his health. Was he still, like the player he was last season for Brentford? It's one of those situations, and personally, I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, Rahul, you
yeah,
again said it there earlier on. I don't if if his fitness and his health was bad, he wouldn't be playing football. So that
yeah,
says you well. The medical be be fine. I mean, listen, I know he has problems, but for a player that has probably heart problems, he's still doing well.
yeah.
You know, and again, the Premier League is probably the most exciting but toughest league in the world, as you said, Rahul. You've hit it all
Yeah.
on the head. Um, but before we go, Rahul, who else would you like United to sign now in the summer?
I would definitely want United to sign Sangare for sure because we do need a DM, and he plays for PSV. I think he's another one that Ten Hag would probably know as well. But I wouldn't mind signing another DM that Ten Hag is comfortable with, just as long as we do sign a DM. Um, but I think I think this Martinez deal would probably be wrapped up in 2 weeks time max, and then after that we could finally sort of figure out who we're gonna get. Is Anthony gonna come? Are we
Mm,
gonna get Sangari? I think in 2 weeks time from now we'd have a more clearer picture. But for me, I personally take Sangari.
yeah. So Sangare would be the only player you'd like United to sign.
No,
And
I would
Sandro
take.
Martinez, obviously,
Yeah,
as you.
obviously, I think Lisandro Martinez, De Jong, Malasha, and Eriksen, those four are, I think, nailed on deals. But
Mm.
for me, I think United will probably do one or two more, and I hope they do two more deals, and I hope they are Anthony and Sangare.
And possible outgoings, maybe.
Possible outgoings, I definitely want United to sell Van Bissaka. I think sell him. You'd get decent amount of money. I think 30 million
Yeah.
you'd get for Wan-Bissaka. I think the reason why I'm keen on Wan-Bissaka going is because he just doesn't match up Ten Hag's philosophy. He's a defensive-minded fullback, and United. Even United's whole philosophy is of our fullbacks. Attacking and able to put those crosses in. Wan-Bissaka just doesn't have the technique for it. He'd probably fit in well with maybe a Spurs, a Chelsea, some other team like that. I think with United it just doesn't work. So I'd like to see him go, and I'd like to see Williams go as well because for me Williams is good, but he's just not at this level.
Yeah. Maybe send them out on loan or just straight sell,
Yeah,
get money for
I
them.
think. Yeah, yeah. I mean, because we are at the sort of later stage of the transfer window, it'd be hard given that we are slow at transfers. to do the deal. But I hope that he's either gone on loan or we do sell him.
I prefer to sell him. I don't think he's ever
Yeah,
going to be a top class player
yeah,
for Manchester United. I mean, that's been our little transfer show about Eriksen. We've talked about everything really. You know, Lisandro Martinez, Ronaldo, Eriksen, Alasia, Rumours, signings, all that kind of stuff. I mean, Rahul, same time tomorrow, maybe 2 o'clock. Yeah,
yeah,
2 o'clock back here. My schedule is made, but Rahul, I'll send it to you after this, and we'll hit the week up and running. And again, this transfer window is just gonna get even more interesting, and we're gonna cover every bit of news. So
yeah.
yeah, make sure to like, comment, hit that subscribe button. Let us know your thoughts on the Man United transfer window so far. And yeah, one more question I want to ask you, Rahul. Rate Man
Yeah.
United's transfer window of 10 so far.
Um, Out of 10, I'd probably say like a 6.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
we do at least we did get the players that Ten Hag wanted. We did we are gonna get De Jong. That's just a matter of time. We are probably
Mm.
gonna get Martinez, who
It's all
is an
about
Ajax
patience
player.
now, isn't it, with De Jong,
Yeah, I
just
think
about
it's
patience.
just about it's just about working
Yeah,
out the add-ons, the structure of the deal. That I
mm,
think it'll be done. It's just a matter of time. And
yeah,
with Martinez as well, I think United will win that. And we've
mm,
already got Malaysia, who is Dutch, and we've got Eriksen, who has been a former Ajax player as well. So you
yeah,
can't say it's been that bad. I'd still give it a 6. But then the real toughness of the real rating that you could give to the transfer window would come in after these four signings are done. After these four signings are done, does United sit quiet, or do they actually go and sign two other players? That's when we actually rate them.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
the January transfer window as well be an interesting one.
yeah.
So I
But I
mean,
think, yeah, at this point we can't really afford. We have to do all the deals right now because January is difficult. It's
mm,
difficult to get the player settled in. And he'd miss out on the preseason tour as well. So
that's it. That's why the transfer window, the summer transfer window, just prefer the signings to be in the summer because
yeah,
January, well, it's just there's no there's no warming up or at when you're signed in January. It's just you're thrown straight in the deep end, and
yeah.
you kind of have to do your own work. But I mean, yeah, Rahul, thanks for joining me. As I said, make sure everyone like, comment, hit that subscribe button. We've had quite a few people watching it today, so we'll see you all on the next one.